What happens next? What do you got?
In terms of what? Like, where do we, yeah, that's a good question. Where do we start? I would say, your quarterback just can't do that again. Like coming into this game, I don't think anybody was,
right. Demario Douglas, right? Like, he fumbles once and he gets benched forever. Mac Jones makes 3 of the most horrific turnovers you could imagine that are entirely on him. And yeah, eventually he got benched, but like, there's got to be consequences. As you said, Taylor, like, this defensively, they could have stayed in this game if the offense just didn't puke all over itself. They could have lost the game 20-3, but still had the ball with a chance to get within a score or whatever and make it competitive and like stay in the game. They weren't in it. Real quick, while we discuss what you do with Mac here, and I am curious whether what all of the forgotten stuff from the offseason about the rift between Mac and Bill. And honestly, I still don't think Mac handled that great in the preseason. Every time he was asked about Bill's input on the offense, he'd talk about Bill O'Brien and talk about how good Bill Belichick is with defense. I don't know how connected they are, but Mac, I think you ride or die at this point with him. But hold on. Oh, Dak Prescott on Zeke. They need to play him more, but hey, who am I? Anyway, here's Mac after the game talking about his performance.
Ever wish you could navigate the betting field with the confidence of a pro? Enter Odds Are. They're not a sports book, but they're the sports betting advisor you've always needed. It's like having a playbook for smarter bets right in your pocket. I've been absolutely loving the experience, and I think you will too. Especially since Patriots Press Pass listeners get a 30-day free trial. Elevate your game day and join the smart betting revolution. Go get it at oddsr.com/presspass. That's oddsr.com/presspass.
Anyway, here's Mac after the game talking about his performance.
Mac, how do you sort of explain what unfolded out there today?
Yeah, I think for me, just not good enough. Wasn't my day. Can't turn the ball over like that and try and be a good team. So definitely a lot to learn from. Definitely disappointed in myself. I feel like I can play a lot better, and I have to beat good teams.
Do you know what your starting status is going forward? Are you concerned? What do you think this week will be like for you?
I think it'll be a good test just for me, just trying to stay focused on what I can control, and that's playing better. So just got to evaluate everything, and wasn't my day today. Hopefully there's better days ahead.
That tells me nothing. What are you laughing about?
It's just a ridiculous circumstance, man. Like, what's he supposed to say? I'm not like defending him. I'm just saying, like, you play terribly, man. You just got to take it on the chin and move on. That's all you can do.
How much damage? This is a good point that this guy with multiple first names has, Mike Larry, David Bill. Damaged the kid in year 2. I don't know. I don't think it helped. I definitely don't think it helped.
Like, we don't need to be going back because of how badly he played today. Like, last year did not help. That had no bearing on what happened tonight. That was just really, really bad football from Mac Jones. Doesn't matter what happened in the past. That's just objectively full stop. Can't do that again. Like you said, I can't do that again. I have to be better.
I can't do this.
I really do.
I think if Bill did something, it wasn't the coaches he gave him last year and psychologically scarred him. I think it's everything else that happened around it, which is, again, the personnel issues. It's just, you talked about the last years of Brady, and we talked about it a ton, and how Brady wasn't happy and Brady wanted more, to be taken care of and more weapons and this and that. And even the final Super Bowl, they won that more with defense. And Brady wasn't super happy that year. And just the things that he wanted were never fully addressed in the later years. And they took it for granted. They took him, he felt he was taken for granted. And they ignored, whatever you can do to make your quarterback happy. They haven't done a freaking thing to help Mac Jones out outside of O'Brien this year. But yes, absolutely nothing to make his job any easier right now.
The CLNS Media Network is powered by Fanduel. Sign up at fanduel.com/Boston and get in on the action with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. When you place a $5 bet, that's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose.
Absolutely nothing to make his job any easier right now.
And I think there's got to be a philosophical change because the offensive line has been an issue. I think that not investing in tackle sooner more than what he did this offseason is the problem. I think that you knew Isaiah Wynn was on shaky ground, be it performance, health, or even if he was going to be on the team. But you didn't invest in a replacement plan for him with an early enough pick or, free agency or whatever, where you could say, okay, the season isn't going to rely on him, because that screwed them last year, and I think it also screwed them this year. I think they tried to address it this season as well as they could without just completely overspending on a tackle, and that blew up in their face. But in terms of the philosophy of spending on a weapon, like, this is the season where I'm like, yeah, man, you got to do something, because if you can't rely on the protection, then you at least need to give him someone where when he's in these bad situations, they can find open spaces, or they can at least catch the ball even if they're not open and produce big plays on their own. And that just hasn't been happening. So I think this has to be the season where you concede to some degree and be like, all right, we really do need to help this guy out.
On Mac Jones, Belichick insists he did not bench him. He said,
didn't he say that last year too when he benched
him? he put it this way, he is more definitive today. He said Jones is starting next week. He last year he let quarterback controversies fester. Tonight he's not, which is better, because ultimately, of course, you're starting him. It's the only option that you have. And what's the point of messing with the guy's head like you did last year, which was ridiculous, by the way. People in the chat saying excuses for Mac. No one's making excuses for Mac. All of it is true. It's a little bit of everything. They've got problems all up and down the board, and Mac played a horrible, horrible game today. The point being is he's the only guy you've got. You can shuffle around the deck chairs a little bit. And you can add personnel, and you could have added some more in the offseason to do things. You couldn't really get another quarterback. So you have to find a way to make what Mac can do for you work, and they don't have that right now. What bugs me the most is if you're not going to spend on that personnel, Taylor, and go get the shiny, expensive receiver, or draft them, or do whatever, then the people you do bring in at your bargain basement values, or the people that you draft who might have been a little bit lower on other people's draft boards, have to be able to play clean. They have to not make mistakes. You can't be a penalized team. You can't turn the ball over. They're not doing that either. They really are. I always use the metaphor. Like, I always use the analogy. They're like a pitcher who throws 87 miles an hour. Like, they got to be on the black all the time with movement, perfect control. They leave anything out over the plate, it's going to get freaking smacked. So the Patriots cannot make mistakes. They cannot do it because they just don't have enough talent to be able to make up for it.
With the busy fall season already in swing, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. Too busy this fall to cook? Want to make sure you're eating well? With Factor, skip the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too, while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat and enjoy, then get back to crushing your goals. Looking for calorie-conscious options during the busy season? Try the delicious dietitian-approved Calorie Smart meals with around less than 550 calories per serving. This September, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door. Ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Head to factormeals.com/newsfeed50 and use code newsfeed50 to get 50% off. That's code newsfeed50 at factormeals.com/newsfeed50 to get 50% off.